Alright, this is Virtua Racing for the Nintendo Switch. Virtua Racing was originally an arcade game, came out in 1992, designed by Yu Suzuki with Sega AM2. So this is, the same guy that brought us Outrun. And this was on a all-new 3D engine at the time. And it was pretty revolutionary for the time. It was actually in a widescreen format, not a 4x3. So even the monitor for this arcade cabinet was fairly unique. And I certainly remember it when it came out and I saw it in the arcades. It was definitely jaw-dropping at the time. And there's been many ports of Virtua Racing over the years, and most of them have been decent. The Sega Genesis version with the SVP chip and the 32X version of Virtua Racing Deluxe are both pretty decent ports. There was one on the PS2 back in the day that, if I recall, was pretty good. But I think this is the best port there's ever been. I think this is the best way to play Virtua Racing today. Believe it or not, I'm playing this with the camera pointed at the Switch right now. I have a Switch Lite. I don't have the full-blown Switch, so I can't do docked mode and I can't do HDMI. So, yeah, I had to just hold the thing really still and use some image stabilization to make it look like I'm holding it even more still than I actually am. So it might not look like I'm playing this with just the camera pointed at it while I'm holding it in my hand, but I am, and I had to try and hold it very still. So definitely was not playing at my best here, but I wanted to get some nice clean footage as good as I could with pointing the camera at the Switch while playing. So there you go. This Switch version is phenomenal. It was done by M2, the same people that ported a lot of those Sega Ages stuff to the PS2, and they're the people that did like the emulation for the Sega Genesis Mini. These guys know what they're doing, and this is a phenomenal port. It's super sharp, super crisp, runs at 720p on the Switch screen at full 60 frames per second. I haven't played it docked, but apparently docked will run at 1080p, again full 60 frames per second. And you can even do a 8-player split screen multiplayer mode, so if you're into local multiplayer, this is definitely where it's at. This is a fun game. It's hard, but it is an arcade game, and so you got to remember that. We got 3 tracks, and you basically just have to get first place. That's the whole point. You've got checkpoints with a very strict time limit. You got to make all the checkpoints to even finish the race. But if you finish the race, you want to finish the race in first place. Again, it's an arcade game. It's meant to chew up your quarters. But you know what? It's all about the tracks, and this version really lets these track designs shine. The tracks are awesome, they're fun, and you want to learn them. It looks awesome. Definitely pick this one up if you are a fan of Virtua Racing. If you've never played it before, I think it's worth picking up. I think it was like $8 Canadian, I think. Came to like $10 after tax, so I think it's $5.99 US if I recall correctly. It's super cheap, but it's an awesome port. Definitely worth picking up.